You're listening to Spring River Chronicle. Audio on the go.
First National Banking Company. Get checking that pays with Super Plus Checking at FNBC.
Police respond to shotgun threat. Officer draws gun. Man states he is too busy to put his hands up because he is on the phone. By Lauren Siebert. Sharp County officers were dispatched to White Horse Mountain Road near Cherokee Village on November 29 after a call was placed to 911 at approximately 7:20 p.m., stating that Marvin Brown, 32, was in possession of a sawed-off shotgun and was threatening to shoot people. Officers responded from all departments, but before officers arrived on the scene they were advised that Brown had left the home as a passenger in a vehicle and then jumped out of the vehicle and taken off running. Highland Police Officer Shane Russell was traveling down Griffin Road when dispatch advised him that Brown was now traveling on foot. After reaching the residence on White Horse Mountain Road, Officer Russell stated he had traveled about a half-mile and spotted Brown in the middle of the road ahead facing him. When Officer Russell saw Brown, he came to a stop, exited his vehicle, took precautionary measures, and drew his gun. "At that point I was unsure if Mr. Brown was still armed," Officer Russell said. After Officer Russell instructed Brown to show him his hands, Brown replied that he was on the phone. When Officer Russell told Brown a second time, Brown did as he was told, at which point Officer Russell then instructed Brown to step in front of his vehicle and put his hands on the car. According to Officer Russell, Brown was compliant but had to be given instructions repeatedly. Each time he would do what he was told, but then he would take his hands off the car, so I detained him. Smelling alcohol on Brown's breath, Officer Russell proceeded to ask Brown where he had been. "Mr. Brown told me he was just standing in the road using the phone. I asked him again where he had been, and he asked if he was under arrest," Officer Russell stated. At that time Officer Russell said Brown was not under arrest but he was being detained until the matter had been sorted out. Brown proceeded to ask why. "I told him we had gotten a call about him with a shotgun, threatening to shoot everyone," Officer Russell said. Officer Russell then asked Brown if he was going to cooperate. Brown stated he wanted to talk with his lawyer. As Officer Russell began transporting Brown to the Sharp County Jail, he noted that Brown began to hit his head against the cage inside the car several times, saying, "Oops, you did it again," according to Russell. Brown was charged with disorderly conduct, drinking in public, and obstruction of governmental operations.
Thanks for listening to Spring River Chronicle Audio on the Go. Be sure to subscribe to the paper and check us out online at myspringriver.com.